Are we live? I'm audible.
Keep your phone, open the WhatsApp group and keep your phone.
Good evening, everyone. I hope we have attendees today. Welcome to the GMAC Tours warm-up. We'll start the session in a couple of minutes, allowing others to join in. Thank you so much for joining, everyone, and we look forward to meeting you at the festivals as well. But before that, let's get into what does the GMAC Tours India entail. We are happy to present Stanford GSB, NTU Singapore, I Spain, ISB, and many more schools. And we are traveling across the country, starting with Delhi on the 28th. And we cannot wait to meet you all. But before that, let's get to it why you shouldn't miss this festival. I hope you have all have been doing extremely well, and you are all gearing up for the festivals. The registrations look great. We have lots of interest. We have everybody across India has been supremely excited about meeting Stanford GSB for the first time ever as a part of any festivals. And who else could it be with? GMAC Tours, as you all know, the is the official festival of the GMAC board, and GMAC, as you all know, is the governing body of the GMAT exam, of all the official prep materials, of every official mock that you potentially take. And I know, being in this industry, every single student preparing along the way has started their prep with either the official guide or the mocks, or has attended one, two, or multiple festivals in the past. GMAC Tours have festivals across the whole world. They were in Toronto yesterday, they were in Japan the last week, and they are traveling across the world, and they are extremely excited to present Stanford GSB, NTU, IE, York, Schulich, ISB, and many more schools to your city. And we will start in just a bit. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. We do have a couple of messages that I am not audible. Can you please confirm on the chat if I'm audible, guys? The ones attending, could you kindly confirm if I'm audible? Can we also see which cities are you participating from? We have GMAC Tours traveling to Delhi, Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Mumbai, and we are aware there are several students traveling from across the cities, even if you aren't in these 4 cities. So we'd love to hear where are you connecting from. Could you put it in the chat as well? All right, guys, we will be starting the session in 2 minutes exactly. We've been waiting for all our attendees. We have quite a few attendees from across the country attending today. We are looking forward to speak with some others. So let's just start. Let's wait for 2 minutes and we will get started. All right. And guys, I'm Ranjika from Globe Extent. I'm the founder and CEO of Globe Extent. And in partnership with GMAC Tours, we bring to you the MBA and Masters Tours across the country this year. And we are happy to speak with all of you today. Thank you so much for joining in. And we will just start in a minute. As we all know, this to tell you a bit about the festival, I do know there are several students. I have been getting several questions over the past couple of years of why should we attend a networking fair to begin with. We do know that when it comes to India, MBA is definitely glorified, but there are lots of myths and there are lots of misconceptions what is that is associated with the whole MBA journey as a whole. When to get started, how to get started, are you eligible, who is this for, why should I come? And we all know that everybody is extremely result focused, and you want to understand how is this festival going to help you directly if you want to be a part of it, and that's what I'm here to tell you today. So, just to summarize a bit before we begin, the Masters Tour. So, GMAC Tours is bringing their first ever Masters Tours to India, and we cannot wait to meet all the future leaders from across the country, definitely in Delhi and Bangalore, that will be attending. We have received overwhelming responses across the cities. And who is this for? Who is the Masters Festival for? Essentially, if you are a college senior, if you haven't graduated yet, you may be in your second year, you may be in your third year. If you're a STEM candidate, you could be in your pre-final or final year, which could be your third or fourth year as well. And up until students that have 0 to 2 years of work ex. This is who the Masters Festival is. And for the MBA candidates, professionals with over 1 year of experience, that's the bare minimum that is required to attend the MBA festival. Or ideally, we are looking at candidates with 2+ years of work ex. You may have 5 years of work ex, you may have 7 years of work ex, you may have 10, 12 years of work ex also. So it is not a small pool that we are looking at connecting with the best of best that the world has to offer. Quite literally, Stanford GSB, quite literally, all the other schools that are participating, be it the best in the whole world or the best in India, we are getting to you all in one place. It is a one stop shop and it couldn't get better. We'll get to the details. So without any further ado, why should you attend the festival? So as we all know, GMAC Tours, as I did reiterate this earlier as well. So GMAC Tours is a part of the governing body that GMAC is, that organizes the GMAT exam, that has every official prep material. And I am aware every B school aspirant, if you're a global B school aspirant, which includes the ones in India as well, and not just the global schools, it includes ISB, it includes IMT, it includes SPJMI, it includes several other universities that you can get in with the GMAT exam. 2,400 business schools to be precise, but we'll get to that later. So, why should you attend the festival? Now, we do receive several questions. Is this going to help when you attend a festival? Are they going to remember you? Does that even make sense? Is it going to help you? And is it going to help you in any way in your process whenever you apply? You may be applying in the next 1 year, you may be applying in the next 2 years, you may not have figured out, what to do, whether this is for you. You need support, you need help to get started. This one's for you. If you've already figured out that you want to head to business school, and I will get to the programs that it entails, and it is not just limited to MBA, right? About 70 you can apply to business schools, 2,400 business schools and 7,700 programs with the same test. So there are several other options: scholarship access, networking, application support, test prep support. You get to meet your B schools. You get to put your face to your application, because understand this. We are everything. We are definitely, India as a whole is an extremely competent pool and an overpopulated pool of competent professionals and students across the country. What do you do to stand out? How do you stand out? When you write an application, even if you get 100 out of 100 in whichever test, either you have a 10 GPA, or you have a 9 GPA, or you could even have an 800 out of 800 in the GMAT test. But if you're not able to show your impact, if you're not able to strike that conversation, make that, show the school what you can bring to the table, right? The schools that we are talking about here have created the biggest leaders of the whole world, be it the UK Prime Minister, be it Mr. Sundar Pichai, that also did a master's from Stanford, be it all the global CEOs in the whole world. If you go and do a quick check, you'll be able to see this is the missing piece of the puzzle. This is what every single top global leader has had to go through in order to get where they have been. How do you take the first step? You may have taken the first step. You may have progressed in the career. That could also be that you may have progressed in the career. This one's for you. You may have taken the test. This one's for you. Or you may not have taken the test, but you have just scheduled the test. This is certainly for you as well. So let's just summarize, what does the festival entail? Starting from the, like I mentioned, when we talk about the whole journey of an applicant, it could be a master's applicant, it could be an MBA applicant. It has several processes to take care of, right? It is not just the grades that matter. Academics does play a good role at all times, of course, if you are able to, but at the end of the day, it's your holistic profile that matters. It's how, the bigger the school, you definitely have to establish how do you want to contribute. You need to, these networking events are in place to humanize the process, right? It's with the, and especially in the world today with AI and chat GPT and everything around, it may be relatively easier to draft a compelling story, one may argue. But how do you differentiate when there are 100 others, or say 1,000 other students that have the same score, same grade, as a matter of fact, the same tier university that you may come from, or the same levels? These networking events help the schools understand what do you bring to the table. Plus, when you turn up for these events, it helps the school understand that you're serious about the process, that you're not just here for the sake of it. You're here to make an impact. You're here to show the schools that you are keen in the process and you're putting in more efforts than your other counterparts that may get the best scores in the world. I do know there is a lot of confidence that comes with an extremely high score. But I can tell you, if you're aiming really high, only a high score can take you so far. It's the whole picture that matters. So, be it networking with B schools, and then when you figure out that this is what I want to do, in order to understand, you talk to people, and that's what you can do in this festival. Be it test prep preparation, or application support, we will have partners at the festival to help you. Folks that you would potentially be collaborating with in the near future, wherever you're in the journey, in case you haven't taken the test or you haven't started preparing yet, or even if you have started preparing, you may not have started preparing your applications. You could be anywhere in the journey. There are several permutation combinations that could happen in this scenario, right? And now, one of my favorite topics, definitely. The reason I say my favorite topic is the reason that I have figured the reason why maybe a competent student may not take the step forward is because of the lack of money, the lack of funds. I know I didn't take the step, or I didn't find about this whole world until my late 20s. And I was pretty that the reason was I always thought it's a very expensive program. This investment is not something everybody is prepared for, right? You may not come from backgrounds, you may not come from um, financially strong backgrounds, or you may not be willing to invest so much but I am here to tell you that it is definitely possible even if you do not have the funds. You have to have the will. This festival alone offers millions of dollars in scholarship. So here again, this is your time to connect with your schools, maybe have a conversation with them and also pitch to them that this is something you may have a word with them, this is something you may be utilizing, or this is something you may need. There are also financing partners that will be helping you with your journey as a part of the process. When it comes to test prep discounts, so be it the official guide, be it GMAT advisory, be it the official mock tests, and I know it right from the days that I had started preparing. GMAC mocks, the GMAT official mocks is something that you have to go through in your journey today, tomorrow, whenever it is. You get 2 free mocks earlier, and there is discount on the other mocks that you may utilize in your journey when and how. Official guides also has discounts, right? And application support and test prep I've already covered. Plus, the partners that come into play, they will also have significant discounts for you in the process. So, as I mentioned, it is a one stop shop, and hence you definitely should not miss this. Now, let's talk about the GMAT exam, right? Let's talk about the GMAT exam. I am aware that there may be students, there may be students that are exploring GRE as an option. Right. We do have some questions, guys. Do keep sending your questions on the chat. I will be answering. I will be taking all answers, all questions towards the end of my presentation. So definitely hold on to your questions. Keep typing on the chat and let us know whatever you need support with. And I will be happy to answer all your questions. But let's wait till the end of the presentation. And to talk about the GMAT exam, right? We all are aware. The concept as a whole. The reason I wanted to, give this bit of attention here is because every single year from our country specifically, there are about 300,000 students that take alternate exams. That is only accepted in India. But my question to you is this, but at the same time, 300,000 seats, 300,000 people take the test for about 5,500 good seats. How does this ratio work? For everyone that is good at math or anyone that isn't good at math, does a 300,000 and a 5,500 seat, does this ratio work for you? And even if this ratio works, what are the kind of programs are you getting into? What is the success ratio and where will you be after 10 years? Where will you be after 5 years? Because I can tell these are literally the students we have every single year, at least 25 to 30% of our admission pool, students applying to the top business schools happen to be students, happen to be the ones that or come from the premium business schools already done in India, right? And they are opting for the second. And if you go back, if you take a look at any global CEO, be it Sundar Pichai, be it Satya Nadella, be it Indra Nooyi, you take a look at anybody. Every single one has had to take, this is the missing piece of the puzzle. They've had to go to business school no matter what they did, no matter what masters they've done. This is the end goal if you want global success eventually. But it also brings me to the point, what is success for you? Because success is super relative. If you want to rule the growth economy in the whole world, this is the route to business school is inevitable. You can choose your business school. There is a business school for everyone. That's what GMAC always says. And they will, and we are here to help you figure out what is the right school for you, right? To talk about the GMAT exam, summary essentially, where exams are only valid for 1 year, or you take the test, you sometimes wait for the whole year to take a test. I just some food for thought in case that's not your day. In case you fall sick, whatever happened, technical glitches, rains, you're not able to reach on time, anything, any insignificant reason, and you may mess up your chance, and that's an opportunity cost for two years typically, right? Because if you miss it for 1 year, you have to wait another whole year to take the test. Whereas you can schedule the GMAT exam anytime you want at your liberty. You can go on mba.com the moment you're prepared. You take your mocks, you say, see where you stand. It is an extremely logical test. Business schools want to understand, want to gear you up for business school, right? You're not going to business school. Getting into business school alone is not your goal. Being successful overall is your goal. So the schools and GMAC, they are helping you figure out what are your strengths, how can you put your best foot forward if you're ready for business school. If you have the academic readiness alone, that's about it. And it is valid for 5 years. For students on the call, if you are from students on the call, if you're from masters, then certainly you may be taking other. I have another perspective which I'm going to talk about for the ones that are potentially preparing also for other exams. There is a lot of similarity between GMAT as well, so that is something that you must leverage. Whatsoever be the case, if you're a student, you have the momentum beyond. If you are in second year or above, certainly you can take the test even if you haven't figured out if you want to apply in the next 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Definitely GMAT is valid for 5 years. You can take the test, get the 99 percentile, or get your score, get that high score, get into the workforce, and you can utilize it later as well, right? So this is something that, and it is always flexible. The If you talk about the sections of GMAT, it is verbal. It's verbal and quants mostly. And when we talk about the quant section, it is nothing beyond your class 10 basic mathematics. And like I mentioned, this is not a test of your IQ. This is not a test of how good are you with math, how good are you with numbers. It is definitely helping the schools understand, and it will help GMAT also determine what is the right fit for you. Where do you fit in? Right? And the GMAT exam, as I mentioned, it is accepted by 7,700 programs and accepted by 2,400 business schools. Now, coming to India, we do understand that, and I completely empathize with every single student that is going through a turmoil with choices, what to do, what not to do, especially with everything happening around the world. But we are here to tell you that we are here to support. This is the whole reason that schools are coming all this way despite everything happening in the world, to come here and reassure you that they've got your back. GMAC is here to tell you that they've got your back. And So talking about India, like I mentioned, ISB, IMT, Great Lakes, there are several universities that that accepts the GMAT exam, and you can apply to any country of your choice. Europe, you've got this. USA, definitely. North America, yes. Singapore, yes. UK, most certainly. Even in Africa, as a matter of fact, right? So we are GMAC. If you take the GMAT exam, you literally can apply to any of the 2,400 business schools across the whole world. And there is no competition per se, there is no fixed amount of seats, that certainly more than 5,000 guys all over the world. That's something that you must capitalize. You always need backups. I am very cognizant of the fact that there will be a lot of students, and this is for the master students specifically. I do understand that there are hundreds and thousands of students that take the alternate exams in the country. For instance, if someone were to take the CAT exam, GMAT and CAT, when we talk about the format has never been more similar. We've had students in the past, I've had students in the past that have scored a 99 percentile. By preparing for GMAT, the person has also scored a 99 percentile in CAT exam as well. So even if my point is, even if you are not prepared to take the GMAT exam, think about it logically. Does that make sense to just rely your entire future, or rely or base 1 year of your career, or the next 1 year, or the next 2 years, which I look at it as an opportunity cost if you do not have a backup? What's your backup? With the changing employment requirements, with AI, with everything happening, you need to take care of yourself more than ever before. Even if you're taking the alternate exams, and you, with just a little more preparation, just a bit, just understanding how the format is different, because this is an adaptive test, and that is what you need a bit of support with. But do not worry, we are here to tell you in case you're not aware of how is it slightly different. But capitalize on what you're already doing. You may want to take the GMAT exam. You may want to take the GMAT exam along with the other tests that you are doing. My point being, have your backup options, especially when your backup options could really get you global careers, to simply put, right? You also understand career options such as consulting, investment banking, options which require heavy, require quantitative acumen. GMAT is a great option for that as well. Although and not just for investment banking, not just for consulting as a whole. There was a time when GMAT was only accepted by business schools, because they do understand, if you go through, anyone that is preparing, you can go through the test and you can understand what are the it helps you naturally prepare, be it critical reasoning. It makes you think in a way that you probably would not perceive situations or circumstances, right? Every bits and pieces matters. Every bit matters, and this is the first step towards business school. You definitely take. The reason of me talking about the GMAT exam extensively, because I do have a surprise for you, which I believe many of you are aware of already. But GMAC Tours presents Club GMAT for the first time ever. What is Club GMAT? For the ones that do not know, or the ones that do know, I will reiterate and I will summarize. Club GMAT essentially is an initiative by GMAC Tours to help students, to help serious students really get, and help everyone as a whole. But definitely, if you have taken the GMAT exam, or you even schedule the test, you may not have taken the test. Even if you schedule the test before the festival, you're in for a ride. You're getting a one-on-one, an exclusive talk with your favorite B school, even Stanford, even ISB, all the schools that are coming to the festival, which we are going to talk about in the next slides. We are going to cover, we are going to reiterate all the schools that are attending every single city. So definitely we will be covering, but let me summarize what Club GMAT entails. You get priority access. So as you understand that the festival generally is for about 3.5 hours overall, and you are looking at, we generally have, it's the festival is of 3.5 hours. But before the festival, Club GMAT is an exclusive access, a priority access for students before the festival opens to the crowd, right? Before the All right. So we'll take a couple of questions after Club GMAT, guys. So keep your questions coming and I will be answering it shortly. But let me just cover what Club GMAT entails. So you are definitely in for a ride. You have to, wherever you're in the process, guys, you have to take the GMAT today or tomorrow. Or you have to book the test. You can book the test even 6 months in advance, per se. And there are options of rescheduling also. It's not that you are just booking one date. In case you want to reschedule, that's also an option on mba.com, and definitely something that we'll talk about. And you get priority access, as mentioned. You get application fee waivers, and we all know how lucrative that really is, right? Application fee waivers, for the ones that do not know, every school that you apply to will have an application fee, like any other school in this whole world does. And it ranges anywhere between $150, $200, $250. It can be an expensive affair for many Indians, in case not planned strategically. There are always way to work around it. That's what we are here to help you with. So feel free to reach out to us if you know when and how you apply, and we are happy to help you with. But as a matter of fact, at GMAC Tours, we are offering you application fee waivers. Coming to the networking session, putting a face to your application, helping the schools understand that you are keen, you understand the process. Do your research on the schools. Don't just come and ask questions that you will find answers to on the if you go on Stanford GSB website. I do not want students to waste your time and waste your turn whenever you connect with students by asking them really silly questions which you will find answers to even on ChatGPT or Google or even on the school website. Everywhere, ask relevant questions. Do a bit of your research. Don't ask, make your time count. It is going to be a fair. Everyone deserves a chance. You need to research and come on the schools. Do your research. To talk about the prep and product discounts, as mentioned, be it the GMAT official prep tools, the business fundamentals, advanced subscription, everything that you need to excel in GMAT is right here, and it is getting offered to you. And as I mentioned earlier, you get private Q&A sessions. This is the only way, because we understand we are going to have the networking session open for everyone. But in case you have a GMAT score, or even if you do not have a score, guys, you still have time. Our event is in a couple of days. We start on the 28th from Delhi. Before that, if you're able to book the test, you are in for a ride, right? You're going to thank us later, but this is all you would need to really build that rapport with your favorite business school without having to go through extra trouble. And we all know this has implications. When you have a score, why does it matter? Let's talk about that first, right? Why does it matter? It matters because when you take the test, let's see, you of course are in here to understand how the process is going to work. How do I approach this? What is my right fit? Who could support me in the journey? Because your end goal is to get into the business school and be successful overall. So there are several parameters or process or steps in the process. When you show the school that you are serious, A, you turn up to the event, you are serious. B, either you have taken the test and you have a score, you are certainly serious. Or you have booked the test, you definitely are serious too, which essentially means you definitely would be exploring this sooner or later. This helps the school understand also, how serious are you about the process, and this has implications. So I would request students, even if there are folks applying in this year 25, 26. Even if you apply in round 1, round 2, round 3, you haven't booked the test, please book the test. You take it when you see fit, when you're absolutely prepared and you're getting the mock scores. Take the test then, but book the test and come for the event, guys. This is the club. GMAT was created by GMAC Tours to help the Indian students as much as possible. So we are here to help you with this and make sure you make the most of this. With that, I will take a couple of questions. All right. Let me see. Okay. I have Pravind Kumar Sharma. You are, I think, are you in Mumbai, Pravind? You had a question that do you need to attend the event on the 6th? If you're talking about the event on the 6th, I believe you're in Mumbai. So we can take Pravind. Feel free to reach out separately. I'd love to get on a call after the session and clarify your doubts. Your question was not clear to me, so I would love to get on a call with you, Pravind Kumar Sharma. Team, please keep a note. I will get on a call and we'll solve your question here because I'm unable to understand what exactly. But definitely, as a whole, do you need to attend an event? Do you need to meet these schools? Most certainly, but I will speak with you, Pravin. Siddhant Kulkarni, I have 6 years of work ex, but I don't have promotions to show because of my budget constraints in my project. Even if I have high GMAT score, can I land at a school like LBS, INSEAD, and ISB? Siddharth Kulkarni, you have, hi Siddharth, thank you for your question. You have 6+ years of work ex, Siddharth. Your experience matters. Your experience matters about the promotion, the technicalities of your project, of your profile. I'm happy to discuss this with you, and I will be traveling. Our team will be traveling across the country, and we will be there at every single festival. Feel free to drop by and meet us. But you do not need to worry about the get that high GMAT score. Schools, you have the experience. I can already see a couple of factors or a couple of parameters in your profile that actually makes you a good contender or could make you a great contender for the school. I do not have all the parameters. I do not have your UG. I do not have your extracurriculars. I do not have your community work or overall. But Siddhant, I will only tell you, focus on what is in your hand at the moment. That's GMAT. Rest we are here to take care. And I will see you at the GMAT tours. The higher the school it is, you definitely have a shot. Every single person has a shot at every school they aim for. It's just about when you're ready to apply. And that is what we are here to help you with, right? So, ISB, LBS, INSEAD, most certainly, Siddhant. We'll talk about the rest of your profile because it's a bit incomplete here. So, definitely. How much work experience is required for what, Tanya? Tanya Parischa, we have a couple of questions. We have a question how much. So let me just summarize the masters and MBA. When we're talking about masters, so when we talk about masters, essentially, we know in India people apply to MBA right after they graduate. It's an Indian concept. It's not a global concept. MBA is supposed to enhance your career. You need to have a career to enhance to begin with, right? You are looking at, so if for the master students, for anyone in the 0 to 2 years of pool that are extremely excited and they walk towards the biggest pool of test taking in the country for business school, everybody is eligible for the masters festival. Okay, for MBA you require 2+ years of work ex, but let me put it this way: if you have 1+ years of work ex, but mostly I would request, or you are looking at 2+ years of work ex to be eligible. But we have seen some students with, just touching 2 years. These are special cases, most certainly, that we've seen getting admitted to M7s. It has happened several times, but definitely the more the experience, 2+ years on an average, 5 years of work ex for MBA. Students up until on an average, if you're taking a look at the average age of global business schools, it could range anywhere between 27, 28, 29, sometimes certainly less. So it's quite a large spectrum, right? It's quite a large spectrum. If you're looking at the average class size, the average class size is 5 years, more or less. It could be less, as you understand. If the median is 5, then before the 5, that's the midpoint. There are students with less years of work ex throughout. There are students with more experience throughout as well. So it's quite a large spectrum. For master students, everyone applying for the PGDMs, globally, it is masters in management. Or globally, it could be, so this is the equivalent. So the 0 to 2 years pool, you may be in your college, you may be in your second year also. For the ones that are in second year and want to leave right after they graduate, or they want to start their programs right after they graduate. For instance, India has the while ISB has the while option that is for this pool, this very pool. And globally, if you're looking at similar options, that is masters in management for the same very pool. It has different names. It is not MBA, like I mentioned earlier. So I hope that clarifies. All right. The next question would be from Prabhu Kuwar Singh. I did my undergrad from Delhi University, 3 years. And do I need IELTS or TOEFL for a US Europe MBA? So let me tell you, Prabhu, if you're aiming for business schools, IELTS, and there are, like GMAC always says, there is a school for everyone. There are definitely some schools that you could, if you are an extremely competent professional, you may, there are couple of schools that you can also apply with a lesser GMAT score, right? Or your IELTS also as options, because any which ways we all know whenever you apply to international schools, you are applying to at least 5 to 6 schools or 4 to 6 schools, depending on your bandwidth, depending on your budget and everything else and your time. But ideally, we do recommend students to apply to 5, 6 schools. In this scenario, understand this: IELTS and TOEFL is not a prerequisite by the business school. It's a prerequisite because you're moving to an English speaking country or you're moving for a non-native country. IELTS or TOEFL is just for visa purpose. Or it is to help understand that you're going to be fine in a non-English speaking country. That is the prerequisite. IELTS and TOEFLs, whether if you're applying to schools that does require a GMAT or a GRE, IELTS and TOEFL come hand in hand with that. IELTS and TOEFL, it is not an option per se. But my point being, GMAT and IELTS, understand this: GMAT and IELTS or TOEFL, it's not a choice. IELTS and TOEFL definitely has to be there in most cases. Along with that, there are several other, all the top business schools that does require the GMAT as well. So I hope that answers your question. So whether you come from Delhi University, whether you come from any university, we all come from India and we are a non-English speaking country. To simply put, you would have to take the test. Or if you've had 16 years of education in an English medium, there are some schools that you can apply for a waiver. There's a process, that some schools waiver, but I would not recommend you to rely on that, because there would definitely be some schools, if you have a good mix of schools across the world, there will definitely always be some schools that need you to take the test, that need you to take the IELTS or TOEFL along with everything else. So it's always better. I have a question from Rishikesh as well. I'm a working professional having 5+ years of experience. Any weekend MBA is available so I can continue my career as well as my studies. Rishikesh, you have 5+ years of work ex. I have a perspective here. Happy to, feel free to explore. Yes, there are options that we can discuss. Like I mentioned, the ones that want to get on a free call and do free consultations, feel free to reach out, and we will just share a link on the chat. Feel free to just fill up the form. It's very simple. If you want to schedule a separate consultation just to get some more help and insight into the process, feel free to do that. Our team will be sharing it on the chat. But apart from that, your question, you have only 5+ years of, how you are looking at is you have 5+ years of work ex. But how I am looking at, you only have 5+ years of work ex. It's not that much. So I would not recommend you typically to understand 5 years is the average age of MBA candidates across the world. So you need to understand this. The choice is yours. Of course, there are executive programs also, residential programs, but typically executive MBA programs, if you have 8+ years of work ex, it could make sense. I typically would not advise you to opt for executive MBA yet. You are still very young. You have a lot, and you do not even know what B school has to offer. It's a whole new ecosystem. It's a whole new world altogether. If you've thought of a certain growth, if you've thought of 2x growth by the time you graduate from MBA, you're in for a ride. You may be looking at 100x growth or 1000x growth also, right? So I would definitely recommend you, Rishikesh, explore this. Of course, feel free to do as you please, but I would definitely recommend you to explore regular MBA, full-time MBA options as well. That could really work in your favor. Aditya Sharma, I am currently prepping for CFA L1 due in 26. All right. Will Masters in Finance be better aligned and helpful, or MBA in Finance? I have 0 years of work ex, graduated from Calcutta University. All right. Hi, Aditya. How are you? Good evening. Love to see. I see that you're from Calcutta. I grew up in Calcutta as well. Always good to see folks. And all right. So, Aditya, we have to understand. So, your question is a bit, could you help me understand what is your goal, right? In order to understand what is the path suitable for you. At the moment, if you have 0 years of work ex, you're not eligible for MBA, to straight up. If you complete your CFA, if you are on the path to CFA, it does tell me that you may be inclined towards financial services, but we have to get to further details. Of course, an MFA could be a great option for you, especially after you take the CFA. It helps you understand, helps you help the school understand what is your advantage per se. But understand this, even if you are aiming for even if you are definitely aiming for MBA as well, masters in finance as well, you need a very high GMAT. Know this, guys. Anyone aiming for finance, you need a very high GMAT. Goes without saying. Goes without saying, and that has to go hand in hand. And especially in this case, Aditya, if you have the CFA, it could be an advantage, but I'm happy to speak with you separately about this as well. All right. Hemant Sharma, have another question. How valuable is MBA from top business school in today's time, given there could be visa-related hassle in foreign countries? People have made it big even without MBA from top B schools. Thoughts? Hemant, I have a different perspective here. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the call, success is super relative. You may be happy with a 50 LPA, you may be happy with a 20 LPA, you may be happy with a 10 LPA or a 6 LPA also. So, what is success for you? How big do you really want to become? What are your career goals? How global do you want to get? Because if you are looking at, most certainly, MBA is not a prerequisite to become successful, but MBA just helps. And a good program from a top business school certainly helps. I'll take a case study, I'll take two case studies per se. Let's take an entrepreneur and let's take maybe a consultant, right? So, when we are talking about, and we've been speaking with so many consultants through our sessions the past many weeks, preparing them overall, and we understand this, that getting into consulting, or getting into, we know the MBB, there's nothing like getting into the MBBs in consulting, be it in India, be it in any part of the world. But how easy is getting into MBB? And what kind of roles, how impactful are your roles? How soon do you get to success? Do you get to success? Is it a guaranteed way of success? Is my question for you all. For the ones understanding, there could be visa issues, there could not be visa issues. That is the reason we are here to tell you, do not worry. There is always a way. You need to have the will, and we are here to help you through it. You're not alone in this. But to talk about the impact of top business schools, when you're talking about an entrepreneur may need the network, an entrepreneur may need the VCs, The entrepreneur may need customers, they may need the branding and XYZ, the entire ecosystem, the incubator, and the list is endless, right? Someone now, maybe an extrovert person, is able to get all of this alone. What about the other? But it may still take a lot of time. But at business school, you get everything. It's a one stop shop for you. Whatever your career goals are. I almost, talk about the global business schools, and this is the closest analogy that I could think of. Global business schools are like Indian parents. They will do everything in their power to make you successful. If they feel that you will not be successful in the program, they will not take you in the first place. They will let you know, they will give you your feedback, they will let you know what it would take for you to get to that level and what is this the right fit for you or not. So it's as straightforward, is as logical as it sounds, and as I'm telling you. You talk about consulting, you talk about investment banking, you talk about product management, marketing, human resource, anything, any segment per se. What is your goal? How far do you want to get? Right? You take a look at, I did speak about Indra Nui earlier as well. She definitely has been an inspiration for me for several years. But if you go on Google, take a look at it. Indra Nui graduated from an IIM Calcutta, I think in the 1970s. Exactly 2 years later, and IIM Calcutta, we all know, is not difficult, is not easy to get into today. It has never been easy to get into. It is one of the most premium schools in the country, and it will always be. But, and this is the reason I ask, the ones that are able to make it here, they should get everything in the whole world because they've put in the efforts. But are they getting that easily? Indra Nui had chosen to take this next step to go to Yale SOM, and become the CEO of PepsiCo. Would it happen? Would it happen in the 80s? Would it happen even later? Does it happen even today? Even this year, we've seen several students getting into the M7 schools, M7 essentially, or the other equivalents across the world, be it NCAD, LBS, ISB. When we are looking at NTU, NUS, NTU. We are looking at, Stanford, Harvard, Kellogg, Columbia, any school, you name it. There have been professionals, AVPs, or professionals, with 5+ years of work ex, with 7+ years of work ex that potentially graduated from the premium schools from the country, but they have higher aspirations now. Should you not have? So when you have the highest aspirations, do a bit of research, check out, take a list of 5 top CEOs that you like. If you have to talk about the Fortune 500 CEOs, I think over 40 current Fortune 500 CEOs alone come from Harvard. I'm not even getting to the other schools, right? So what is the level of success that you envision for yourself? If you want to rule the world, so many, our leaders with their roots in India have led the way for so many. It is, we are able to talk about it. We have a reference point today. We have so many leaders leading the way, and every single time, be it the CEO of YouTube or the ex-CEO of Starbucks or any other the tech companies, consulting companies, they are everywhere. Last year, when the US ambassador was in India, there was a joke, essentially, that there was a time in the US also, for the ones that are worrying, there was definitely a time that if you were an Indian, you could not be the CEO. But we all know what has happened since. We all know how many CEOs are ruling the way across the globe. So definitely, if you have high ambitions and if you want to make your life easy, I always say this: believe in smart work the hardest way. If you're putting in more, I do understand, and I do understand the emotions of the one that do put in a lot of efforts, but only the most difficult path always is not the most accurate. What is the outcome that you are after? You may want to become an entrepreneur, you may want to become something else. So what is it that you're after? I hope that answers your question. All right. Ria, you had a question about Club GMAT. Do we have to inform the team beforehand? You need to register for the festival, Ria, and rest about that. Definitely, we will. If your details, if you book the test or you've taken the test, all the information will be recorded, and we will take it from there. I hope that answers. Prasid Dhingra, I have already given my GMAT this year in April. Would really appreciate you could share how to access Club GMAT. Most certainly, Prasid. I hope you've registered for the festival and you've put your GMAT score also. Our team will get back to you and we will help you navigate. See you at the festival and see you for the GMAT Club GMAT event. Know this: the Club GMAT event starts an hour or hour and a half before, so be on time. Do not make the most of this opportunity, guys. The whole purpose this was brought to you so to help you understand that the schools have got you, the GMAC has got you. You do not need to. We do understand everybody is in the same boat all over the world, right? Lots of apprehensions we do understand, but this is not the first time that the world is facing, be it COVID, be it, the India has always been the hub at handling adversities. So I mean, we are here, but we are not here alone. It's completely backed up, and as you understand, as you know, the entire team from all over the international team is traveling, and here we are here to support you. Prabhu Kuvar, you sign up for engaging with a particular school. Prabhu, if you have the GMAT test or if you book the test, then most certainly you can, but you can sign up. Rest, our team will connect with you. Hi, Sakshi. Sakshi Gupta has a question. I am done with CA and including articleship have 5 years. Okay. All right. Sakshi, you are good to go. You're good to go. There is an articleship period also, I believe. So I think you're good to go. I would definitely, if you're looking at, if you've done your CA as well, let's assess what schools you could get. If you can use the time to, I'm not saying that before the festival, but if you can, before you apply, if you could try retaking the test and scoring a higher score, maybe you could also, explore other options. But overall, CA plus the GMAT, we definitely will have some great options for you, Sakshi. Happy to speak with you as well. Rishabh Bhandari, hi Rishabh. He has a question. I have a 95% score in Dole Classic format. Do B schools still value that equally? My profile is strong too. Will these schools discuss scholarship? Most certainly, Rishabh. First things first. This, as I have told you all know, guys, that schools have millions of dollars to offer you. You just have to know how to explore and how to apply, and we will help you with that. Not a problem at all. But do understand this. If you have the old classic format, Rishabh, can you put on the chat, is your test 5 year old? Is it older than 5 years? If it is older than 5 years, then you cannot use it. If it is less than 5 years or less than 4 years, you definitely can use it. Happy to speak with you to discuss your whole profile and see how to go forward. And definitely, this is something that can also be discussed. That's the reason we call it a one-stop shop. Tanmay, will B schools be able to provide feedback on my resume during the session? I need university-specific feedback before applying. Hi Tammy. So this is a there will be resume clinics as well at the platform, but to expect the school to sit and review your, if you are part of the club GMAT, you definitely can discuss. But if you are not directly, because you do understand the school will be connecting with a lot of lot of others. Of course, and great there, because I do understand you need university specific feedback before applying, yes, but it's a mixture. You get connected with them, you stay connected with them, you build a relationship with them. So this is the first step, and it's supremely important. I cannot promise you whether every school will be able to give you a feedback on your resume right there. Uh, but definitely there are resume clinics to help you. That's what the festival is all about. So happy to help you. Bhavya Pandey, can I get into MBA colleges abroad with 2 years of work ex and an average GMAT score? I am looking at masters in marketing, but also want to explore MBA as well. All right. Hi, Bhavya. Hope you're well. If you have 2 years of work ex, yes, you're eligible for MBA, Bhavya. If you were exploring masters in marketing, I would definitely advise you take a look at all the schools that are coming in. We can help you get connected with the one specializing in marketing. And apart from them, also, I think there are multiple schools. You are eligible for MBA. Okay, you're eligible for MBA. So most certainly, if your profile is competent, because it's a subjective scenario, that this is not an equation per se. This is not an equation that you fit in this year and you're through. There is no right or wrong, absolute right or wrong answer to this. It's a holistic profile evaluation at the time of your after your application submission by the school. So we have to understand, but most certainly, Bhavya, you are happy to explore MBA as well. Happy to speak with you as well. Stuti Naik, I have 7 years of experience in the tech industry, working with clients across the globe. What are my chances of securing scholarship at top MBA programs? Great, Stuti. You have 7 years of work ex. I do not have other details, your company details, GMAT if you've taken it. Because the ones that are definitely looking for scholarship, guys, I one advice take the GMAT. To simply put, if you want, although the whole process does not give you absolute answers because there are too many components in play, right? It's not just one or two. However, one way to definitely walk towards that scholarship, get that high GMAT. This is where your competence, if this is your strength, play your strength. Play your strength, leverage this part, and this can definitely help in the conversation for scholarship. But that is not the only thing, but definitely a great conversation starter. And there have been students with 99 percentile that have got 100K at the M7s and 40K, 60K, 80K at the other top 10. And it's not just one or two. Every single year, there are schools that offer 100% scholarship also. And the number is more than just a few or just a handful. I hope you all are aware of this. Every single school across the globe offers scholarship, every region offers scholarships. All right. So you are not alone in this. It's not just your responsibility. And along with the schools, there are also external financing partners, and we are happy to connect you with them as well. You'll be meeting folks at the festival. So happy to help you understand how can you navigate this. Just a request, explore this with an open mind. There is always a way. That's all I would say. Sudesh Kamra, I am a doctor who just graduated last year and want to explore non-clinical aspects of healthcare and want to get clarity about MBA and explore my other options. Hi, Dr. Sudesh. Happy to see you here. And this is definitely one of my favorite topics to speak with doctors. We've been working with several doctors the past couple of years, and they are at business schools now because I truly believe, as a matter of fact, I was just talking to someone yesterday about this. I from the place I come, if a doctor has extreme high aspirations, which everyone should, and definitely doctors, they are the ones that saves our lives. And you definitely are looking at, I mean, you will have an hospital, you will have your clinic, you will have whatsoever. That's an extension of your business, your branding at the end of the day, with the technical aspects of medicine, of your trade, which you are the boss at. It's very important to understand, because I wish this was introduced long early in India. Last year we did work with several students. They are now at ISB, and there are a couple of others aiming for Harvard and Stanford. You potentially will be meeting them if you all come to the same city this year. But most certainly, I mean, thank you for looking at it this way. But outside of healthcare or with healthcare, there are several options in the US. There are several schools that offer an amalgamation of programs. There are also schools, and we all know, Sudesh, that get going through the regular MD route into regions such as North America. It is difficult. It is difficult. I have watched it firsthand, experienced it firsthand. So it is not every it may not be everyone's cup of tea. This is a definite solid option for doctors, especially because you're investing so much into your entire journey in order to build your brand further. This is the most logical step that every doctor should explore, is what I feel. So most certainly, and I look forward to meeting you at the festival, Sudesh. Thank you so much. All right, Rishabh, what questions one must not waste time in asking at the event, which can be easily researched online? Thank you, Rishabh. So, for instance, simple questions: when is round one? Silly questions: when is round one? When is the deadline? What is the school looking at? What are the different components of the application? To understand what are the different components of the application, that is what you go on internet for. You have the school websites, you have everything. You just need to understand, research on the school, understand what is it that you are looking, what is it that you're looking at, right? What is it that you're looking at in terms of what are your questions? If you're applying to a Stanford, what do you want from Stanford? What will you be pursuing? Ask relevant questions. Ask relevant questions. Ask them about the program. Ask them about the culture. Ask them about the city, employment requirements. If you're an entrepreneur, ask about the ecosystem. Ask about things which are relevant to you and the school and definitely will help your journey. Not simple questions, not basic questions, right? That's what. And rest, Rishabh, definitely happy to get on a call with you as well to help you understand further. And like I mentioned, you all have doubts, we will be at the festival, feel free to drop by, and we are happy to help you in case you have trouble. And the last question, until we finish the PPT, we'll just go over the last few slides. And the last question until then, Kawai, have 11 months of experience as a freelancer, translator, and 3 months of internship as business strategy role. I'm planning to do masters in finance, but do I have a chance at MBA too now? Right. Kawai, you have, technically speaking, some schools, yes, but I have to take a look at your profile, the UG, everything. When you have less experience, everything will get looked at. I need to, since you have comparatively less experience to talk about, but it's quite an interesting and fresh breath of air almost. It's something. So if you're working as a translator, I want to understand the further details of your profile and what do you bring to the table. So you could be a really interesting profile per se, and these are the profiles even with less experience that get in and still get noticed. So happy to speak with you and understand what do you bring to the table. And for MB, you could be eligible, but let's assess what is the right fit for you right now. I hope that helps, guys. Let's move on with the PPT. All right. So, for everyone attending, as we all know, we are traveling from Delhi, we are going to Bangalore, we go to Hyderabad, and then we end with Mumbai. So, just want to summarize the schools attending. For the master students, it's Shahid Sukhdev College. We have Stanford GSB, we have Singapore Management University, HALT, we have Fordham University from New York, we have University, we have Schulich, we have SDA Bocconi, one of the best that Europe and Asia has to offer. We also have IE from Europe as well, Spain, one of the best that Europe and Spain has to offer. University of Southampton as well from Australia, right? So it's quite a good mix of schools, guys, and you definitely should not miss this opportunity. For the ones attending the Delhi event, for all the women out there, there is a special session. There is a special all women leader session essentially, where you get to speak with the schools. It's a all women mixer where you, because the reason we are doing this, I'll talk about that. Why are we doing this? um, the reason is GMAC, as you all understand, GMAC has been supporting, be it men, be it women, be it every other community, every other segment of the community, and it is their responsibility as a whole to inspire every segment all across the world. Definitely women as well. And when we take a look at all top business schools, be it India, be it globally, the composition of women, it's still not justified across the world. It's not equal. I mean, I do understand there may be other categories that may be applying. But there is definitely a scope to empower future women leaders as well. So if you are coming for the Delhi Masters, we have an all women mixer which starts at 1, and this is going to be a one-on-one with your schools. One-on-one with your schools. It's just an all girls event. Sorry, all the men and boys, but we have other stuff for you definitely. But it's a all women leaders, small mixer that we have with the schools, and it's going to, I think it's 30-45 minutes. We'll send you the schedules. We already have several registrations. We are looking at not more than 100 students to attend this little small mixer that we are organizing to help all our women out there understand, how can they really rule the world, and to let them know that this is definitely for you, even if you didn't think it was. Okay, getting to one of the uh, biggest events of the tour in Delhi, definitely, as it has been, so far over the years. We have Indian School of Business, we have Halt International, we have SP Jain, we have Stanford GSB, we have iSpain, SMU Singapore, we have Fordham, New York as well. We have IMT Ghaziabad, we have Mahindra University, York Schulich, SDA Bocconi, University of Southampton, Vanderbilt University, North America, also a great business school to be a part of, guys, and Vijay Bhumi University. So for the ones that have been worried, is this the right time? Should I be making a move? We have school from every region right in front of you. This is the reason GMAC Tours has kept an extremely good mix for this. They want to give you, and there is a school for everyone. You do not need to hold your ambitions. You do not need to hold your journey as per, how the world, how the complexities of the world, while navigating the complexities of the world. Do not need to put your goals, put your ambitions on hold. There is always a way. Like I said, let us help you figure it out, right? Moving to the next, going to Bangalore starts with the MBA fair on the 1st of September, and we start with Fordham University. We have HKUST from Hong Kong. We have HALT. We have I University. We have Indian School of Business. We have IMT Ghaziabad. We have Nanyang Business School and NTU. So NTU is one of the best universities that Singapore has to offer. There are quite a few, and this is definitely the best names that you will definitely apply to if Singapore has been your choice. We have Mahindra, we have from India, we have ISB, we have SP Jain, we have Mahindra, we also have Southampton, which is representing Australia and also in India now, guys. Vijay Bhumi University. So understand this. We have India, we have Singapore, we have Europe, we have North America, we have Canada, we have Hong Kong. We have you covered. And for the master's tours, as you can see, we have Stanford, we have Schulich, we have NTU Singapore, we have IE University, we have Fordham, we have HALT, we have University of Southampton Delhi campus as well. So again, be it Australia to India, we have North America to Singapore, we have it all covered. And Hyderabad, we have Bitsom, we have Fordham, we have HALT, we have iSpain, we have Indian School of Business, SMU again, Schulich again. We have Mahindra University, we have University of San Francisco, Masagung School of Management, and definitely Stanford GSP, right? And last but not the least, we have Mumbai. For Mumbai, we have BITS, we have Indian School of Business, we have Mahindra University, and these are the ones representing India. We have schools from Asia, we have schools from we have schools from Asia, we have schools from the UK, we have from Europe. So we are looking at Spain again, we are looking at NTU, we are looking at Mahindra, we are looking at Schulich, we are looking at SMU, we are looking at the University of San Francisco, and we are definitely looking at Stanford GSB. Okay, so these are the schools we are expecting at the festival, people, and we look forward to meeting you. And that was the end for me. Feel free to ask away some questions. I'm happy to take some questions for the next 10 minutes before we wrap up. And feel free to, we will share our Instagram on the chat. My LinkedIn will also be shared on the chat. Feel free to reach out to us for any questions before the festival. We are here to support you, and we are here to help you navigate the festival and help you succeed overall with your journey. Right, this is, do not think if this is worth it. I do understand you all are professionals, you all are students, you have priorities, you have tasks, but it's not every day that Stanford comes to India, and I can vouch for it, they do not. This is the first time ever as a part of any festival that you are seeing them. Make the most of them, make the most of this, make the most of all the other schools, because if you have a stress point per se, that should I go, should I not go, have your options, keep your backup options ready. You do not need to keep your dreams on hold. There are several other options. If you do want to explore India as a whole, we have the best from India already with us as well. We have the Indian School of Business, which has produced leaders. We have produced, uh, not just, I think you just have to understand the value of ISB. For in case you didn't already, there are students, so be it from Aman Gupta, the CMO and co-founder of both, to you watch an episode of Shark Tank India and you'll be able to see how many pictures come from ISB. And to talk about the employment industry, be it consulting, be it investment banking, be it product management, whatever be your goals. The biggest firms is where you land up post the university. And I do not need to tell you about the strong alma mater of ISB alone, if you are not comfortable. And with ISB, we have IMT, we have SP Gen, we have Mahindra University, we have several options in India also. So we have you covered. You apply to the internationals, you apply to India as well. If you do not know how to figure out, we are here to help you figure out. All right. Saurav Biswas, your 10th and 12th grades do not matter. It's an Indian concept, it's not a global concept. So let me put it this way. Someone with 10 years of work ex, do you even remember, or even 5 years of work ex or 2 years of work ex? If you had to hire someone from your team, would you hire that person? Or if you were to hire a leader for your team, are you going to check their 10th and 12th grade? Because even if you do, you will do. Globally, no one does. It's not a logical path. It doesn't matter what your 10th and 12th grades were. As a matter of fact, India as a whole is a country of spoon feeding. There are several students out there that do not realize until they reach college or even beyond to be serious with life. So 10, 12 is not something that schools will ever penalize you for. Global schools typically do not penalize you for what you did when you were a kid, quite literally. So you need to focus UG onwards is what matters. When you have more experience, the focus is going to be on the experience and the GMAT. The test that you are taking definitely holds an advantage here. But in order to test your academic readiness, it's your GPA plus GMAT. It's not just the GMAT or just the GPA either. It's a combination of both. Now, to help you understand how to, now every story is different. Every story is different. It's a very subjective scenario, right? It's an extremely subjective scenario in terms of, you may have more experience, you may have less, you may have more extracurriculars, so one shoe wouldn't fit all. Every school is different, but your 10, 12 grades, don't worry about it, guys. All right. Hi, Jairam. You have a question, I believe. Ranchika ma'am, I have no experience, but I want to study in Germany. Is it good option right now? I'm pursuing my final year BBA. Jairam, I think we do have some options for you. You want to study in Germany, there are several options. Either you opt for Masters in Management, or if you want to apply for MBA, little bit of experience, but let's explore. We do have some options in Germany also. We are happy to speak with you and help you with this. Don't worry. All right. Do we have any? Okay. Saurav, you have 2+ years of work ex. Great. I would love to catch up with you separately as well. Because I do understand I'd have to, like I mentioned, these are just bits and pieces. The 10, do not worry about the 10, 12. Focus on the GMAT. Focus on the GMAT. That is what is going to take you. And since you have, I would also have to take a look at your GPA since you have comparatively lesser years of work ex. So we'd have to see how we navigate that, but happy to speak you. All right. Okay. So, and to tell you about, and I think before, if we do not have much questions, I would like to wrap up by telling you about how to make the most of the festival. Be present in the moment, guys. Do your research. Do your research absolutely thoroughly. Schools you are looking at, what is your goal? Why is it that you want to go to business school? Now, applying to business schools, I think I missed this. You may be applying for MBA, you may be applying for Masters in Management, the 0 to 2 years population for the Masters for every other city, I believe. We are having separate events for Delhi and Bangalore, but we are inviting master students to the Mumbai Hyderabad event as well. So it goes for everyone. Either it's for Masters in Management, Masters in Finance, Marketing, Masters in Business Analytics, also, right? STEM programs, product management, it will also accept the same test. So you may not want to get into an MBA. You may have STEM aspirations with a blend of business somewhere. For everyone like you, this festival is definitely for you. And there are several schools that would help to support you. For instance, iSpain is great at technology overall as well, right? So if there is an engineer, I'm just taking a case study. For instance, I sort of was just asking a question. It could be a great school for you, sort of, right? Do your research on the schools, know who to talk to, what a strategy, come with a strategy, know what questions to ask. Keep fewer questions, know this, you will get one interaction, and prepare your introduction. Just a small two-liner. Talk about maybe an interesting fact about you, something, or something that will help you stand out, something that you know that maybe others do not have. Just have a very simple pitch ready. Okay, so you can have a word, and be present in the moment, guys. Be present, be active. Don't just go to the tables and stand there and listen. It is your chance to interact with them, to show them you're here because you care. You're here at the festival because you want the school to see, you want the school to give you that advantage that you have come in here for. You've come in here to show the school that I am extremely serious about this process. I want to put in the efforts. I want to show you that I belong here and I'm taking the extra efforts. And something, so why do you need to network, right? Why do you need to network? Not just to get into the schools, I've said this before. When you're thinking of becoming successful, I hope you all know that there is no concept of, when you step outside of the country, there is no concept of placements. Correct? The school, like I mentioned, business schools are like Indian parents, Desi parents. They would do everything in their power to make you successful. The career management service exists. GMAC Tours as a whole exists to help you enable through the journey. The school will definitely help you connect with the entire network, help you prepare, do everything which is required. However, you need to understand this, you need to put in the efforts also. And this is the first step. Normalize this process. This is not no big deal per se, right? And I know I have been asked this question several times, so I thought of covering this before we wrap up. Don't think of this as a transactional exchange alone. Everything is not just transactional. However, this has direct implications, but do not think of this as a transaction. think of yourself successful as a leader. Today, tomorrow, you have to get outside your comfort zone. If you've ever complained about somebody else, getting a shot, say you are in a room, in a conference room, you are in a team meeting, be it in your college, be it in your office, and you are waiting for your time to speak. There's somebody else, they may not be as smart as you, but they are utilizing the opportunity very well, doing the right things at the right time, and this person gets ahead of you. I know this is the story of many Indians. I know that. I've seen this in my mentorship journey, and I have been speaking with students and mentoring students through this as well. Challenges at the workforce, right? No, this is the first. This can be the first step for every other person. By that logic, take the first step. We are here to help you. You're not alone in this. Whatever doubts you have, feel free to reach out to us, and stay connected with us on LinkedIn. I am on LinkedIn as Ranjika Mitra. It's as simple. Follow us on Instagram. All our the schools, all the information, ev- everything is there about the GMAC tours, and this is the registration link also in case you haven't registered. And with that, I'm going to take three last questions before we wrap up, and we look forward to meeting you at the festival soon, guys. So someone has said I had multiple backlogs during my UG. How much would it affect my profile? My CGPA 7.9, 3 years of work ex. Don't worry about what has already gone. Leverage your GPA. Should GPA seems okay now, right? You had the backlogs, you have 3+ years of work ex already. I need to understand the other aspects of your profile. Okay, this is not complete information, like I mentioned. And so I would definitely say that you need to work on the GMAT. You definitely need to work on the GMAT, and we will need a good score. Rest we will discuss. Do not worry, is all I'll say. There have been students with backlogs that have got even financing and scholarships. So do not worry. All life, like I mentioned, had if you had, but I still would have to speak with you because you have 3+ years of work ex. You're almost at the average age. So we have to see how to navigate this very smartly and strategically. But do not lose a heart at all. Okay, this is definitely not the end of the world. We have seen students with backlogs getting through. So it's a whole, like I mentioned, emphasize on the holistic personality, the holistic profile that matters. So that's what we're looking at. Pradyumna, I have 4 years of work ex, applying in round one. Definitely. I hope you have a GMAT score. Even if you haven't, I hope you have taken the test or you have applied for the test and explore and utilize the club GMAT. All right. For the others that want to understand how do we make the most of this, 100% guys, please, in case you have plans of exploring this early or you have plans of applying in the next 2 years, most certainly book, and you'd have to take the GMAT. That is non-negotiable in the journey, right? Book the test, come for the club GMAT event, speak with your favorite school, get ahead in the game. That is a suggestion from us. Most certainly. Book the GMAT test. And I also have a surprise for you all. For the ones that haven't booked the GMAT test, please feel free to reach out to our team. Team, do share the link of the ones that want to explore the free consultation. Just simple name, email ID, and do ask them if they are planning on booking the test through during this period. We have a surprise and we have free gifts for you, just you, apart from everything that has been offered. So feel free to reach out to us and feel free to register using the link. And Pranay Das, the last question for today before we wrap up. You have 8.5 years of work ex and about 3 years after graduation. Okay. Most of my work experience is before graduation. Will the total experience be counted or only after graduation? So Pranay has full-time experience. 3 years is what gets accounted for. But do understand this: global schools value your experience as a whole. Because with your 8 years of work ex, it has shaped you as potentially a leader even before time. All right. So I'd love to speak with you and connect with you separately or to understand where do you stand. But I think this can definitely, it's all about, selling the story as a whole, guys. Okay, what story do you want to represent? What is your story and what are we doing? Okay, so I hope that answers. Feel free to reach out to us and let us know if you have any more questions, and we look forward to meet you at the festival. Thank you so much for joining us today. All right. I will leave it open for 2 minutes. We'll just share the link once again, and feel free to let us know on chat if you have questions, if you're booking the test, and our team will get back to you, and we will definitely connect you with all the free goodies, all the offerings, and definitely free consultation along the way as we speak. For now, thank you so much for joining, and I look forward to meeting you at the festivals. Thank you so much for joining, guys.